Freedom comes when you're not attached to things. That was transformational when I was young, and I learned from Buddhism that the root of all suffering is attachment or desire. When you look at yourself suffering, upset, angry, frustrated, sad, bitter, with other people, what's happening in your life, or what's happening in the world, we blame something external. And we're pointing our fingers. This is it. That is it. The election didn't go my way. And that's just creating an immense amount of anger and suffering. And one of the things I really try to focus on, and a lot of clients are receptive to this, is that our suffering comes from within. And what happens in our world only exposes what's within us. And it's not frequently talked about outside of spiritual circles. But the thing that we should be striving for, if we want inner peace, if we want a sense of calm, if we want a sense of emotional freedom and tranquility, and not to ride that roller coaster ride of feeling happy, feeling elated because things went our way, then feeling sad, then feeling depressed, and all those human emotions, that cocktail of human emotions that causes us to suffer, and then to turn to our addictions, whether we escape it in election drama or the news or alcohol or comfort food or video games or porn or internet. When you have a sense of inner being like water that is malleable, that adapts, that flows, that when there's an obstacle will work its way around it, when you are more just like a tree in the wind that bends to the wind instead of being rigid, you're free. You are at peace, and it's incredible liberation. And what we focus on, so much of what we focus on is all filler. It's cotton candy. It's things that are not, in the grand scheme of things, that important. And I have one client. By the way, my name is Steve. I'm a life coach. If you want affordable coaching, send me an email. The consultation is absolutely free, and the first session is 50% off. And after that, it's really, really affordable. Even students can afford it. So send me an email if you're interested. I have one client that is very agitated. I actually have more than one client. I have quite a number of clients who are very, very concerned and worried and fearful and attached to who wins our presidential election. And it still hasn't been decided yet. And it is affecting them in such a way that either Trump or Biden is occupying space in their spiritual being rent-free. And they get so, and I'm sure you've talked to family members or friends who are so attached that their guy wins this election. And one of the things that I really try to wake people up to realize, in the grand scheme of things, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with this, it doesn't matter. Both parties are ruled and run by big donors, by corporations, by lobbyists. And so in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. And even more so, it doesn't affect us, doesn't have to affect us personally. And hear me out on this before you flame me in the comments. When I read the book, How I Found Freedom in an Unfree World, I realized that I don't want to give my power away to others. to elected officials, to politicians, to actors and actresses and musicians and just famous people, the social media. I'm not even on social media. I haven't been on social media in ages. I don't even have a Facebook. And it has been so liberating. A lot of the things that my clients struggle with due to social media, it's hard to relate because I would rather take the weed out at the root. And I think, how would I rather spend my time? Scrolling the endless feeds or living and enjoying life? And all of this media consumption that is not deep, we're really not getting deep understanding of the political issues that are going on or the current affairs. What's really the root cause of some of these issues and problems that our country is facing? You can't get it from a news feed. You can't get it from watching CNN or Fox News. If it's something that you're interested in, you really have to dive deep and do some research and understand some historical background and educate yourself. And we don't generally do that. We just want to be outraged and inflamed because that's what engages viewers and keeps your attention. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend. I just forgot the name of it, but it's on Netflix. The Social Something. Someone could put the name of the Netflix documentary about what social media is doing to us, and it is it's outrageous that how easily we are being brainwashed without even realizing it and being conditioned. And a lot of that outrage that we feel if our person doesn't win the election says not about the political system. It speaks volumes of us. And instead of focusing all that energy on external things, focus on internal things like getting your own house in order and determine what your priorities are. The priority should not be who does or doesn't win the election, which is really outside of your control aside from your vote. But what you can influence and what a lot of people are ignoring and taking the energy wasting energy that they would normally spend getting all riled up about this person did this person said that, they could be using on things that would actually make a difference. Getting involved in your local community, volunteering in the inner cities, being a big brother, being a big sister, working at soup kitchens, donating of your time. Instead of being outraged, channel it into something healthy and productive that will have an impact on people's lives. It's amazing the power a mentor can have in changing the course of a young person's mind. Just someone who cares, someone who's going to be there, someone who's going to be supportive. And if you're feeling frustrated because your person didn't win, that frustration can be channeled to do a lot of good. And it's a cheap way to deal with the situation by just being outraged and turning on the media or blasting social media and how upset you are. Yeah, harness that. It's really powerful energy. And then also do some self-introspection and ask yourself, and this doesn't even have to be about the elections, it could be about anything. When you're angry, when you're upset, when you're irritated, when you're bothered, it's a call to action, productive action, to do something about it. And if it's something that is outside of your control, then it's a call to, hey, you need to work on acceptance. You need to work on, and I need to work on not being attached to needing to control what people do or what society does or doesn't do. Sure, we should speak up. We should have a voice. I am not at all saying just be silent and mute about it. And if that's your calling, get your hands dirty. Get involved. But the worst thing we can do is just to be frustrated, be upset, and then just sit on our hands and do nothing, because all that energy is not channeled in a healthy manner. And I forgot who said this, but there's a great quote, like, what upsets a person reveals their character. You can just tell so much about how easily a person is bothered, is triggered, is angered, is frustrated. And I always have such admiration of people that can handle adversity, can handle criticism, can handle things not going their way with equanimity and just calmness and serenity, and just like, okay, this didn't go my way. Let me see how I can make the best out of the situation or correct the situation. But the worst thing we could do is just sit on that toxic energy, and then it affects those the loved ones around us. So this could be a great practice in growth by accepting the results, whatever they might be. Again, we still don't know the results. And making the best of it, and really working on getting your own house in order, because that's what we really need. We're so busy focused on what other people do or don't do, and it's a distraction from the deep and rich and rewarding and fulfilling work that we can do as human beings. And that ripple effect is huge. When you do that inner work, that energy and that presence affects those that you touch, those that you surround yourself with. It's a really powerful force in the universe to, just to be at peace. And isn't that what we all seek in the end? And why give our power away because our person didn't get elected? Thank you for listening. Likes, blah, 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 subscription, blah, 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 comments are all greatly appreciated. And if you want to support the channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. And if you'd like really life-changing life coaching sessions, send me an email. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, bye-bye.